to the program We Economy, where they meet you from True Talk 98.5 FM, All Out Radio 92.9 FM, Amza Radio 96.9 FM, and Voice of the East 88.9 FM. We Economy in a program where they bring come to you, think them where they happen inside Sierra Leone economy. We actually they focus on business, finance, and also the economic sector. Inside the program today, we topic of discussion, they focus on WASS exam standards, them where we currently they see inside Sierra Leone, and the preparedness of the students, them where they inside Sierra Leone, we actually they try for take the exam, and also the future of education, we they inside Sierra Leone, and not with regard senior secondary school level anymore, but generally. We all know say WASS na the examination body we actually they administer the entrance exam for pupils them we go want for transition from senior secondary school and go to college. And it's so critical inside Sierra Leone because it not just they provide that platform for access tertiary education, no. In fact, now in the beacon where they help many Sierra Leonean students them for access education opportunities them overseas. So the performance index where then they get in this particular exam year, they determine which type of opportunities they are available to them. This plus a couple of other factors them. Every year, WASS they register, WAEC they register 15,000 students them nationwide for actually take the examination. And as we don't already state, the performance where them actually they exhibit gets for do with one, the standard of education where them schools them in Longe provide them, and two, the level of preparedness of the students themselves. But inside this 2025, we don't they get challenges and we don't they get concerns where they actually come up from students, school authorities, and even parents them. One of them concerns now that we don't get a new type of curriculum where they don't introduce in senior secondary schools. We're different from that one where you have been sitting since 2012. We actually the practice. But the problem is concerns and they come out say even with this new curriculum implemented in schools, was still they focus on the old curriculum where schools them in don't forgo and then they draw them examination questions on. Furthermore, concerns then they are around waiting actually the preparedness level of WAEC for ensure say students then not face any difficulty as then they take the exam and with the release of them results. For discuss more on Monday, we actually get two guests them inside the studio today. We come out from Ministry of Basic Education and that of WAEC. We go on to let the guests them introduce themselves as we they go forward.
Fambulu Nadu, Mina Augustine Bami Anthony, Mina the communication specialist in the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education.
All right.
Fambulem, on a good evening, Mina Sali M. Kamara, the Public Affairs Officer for the West African Examinations Council, WAEC.
All right, and if you just join the program, no say you be able for contribute your voice to waiting we actually they present to Onatite, either on text message, either via text message, or you can call on the number 072-641-729, 072-641-729, and you can follow we na any of them radio station and frequencies them we actually don't show you, or on we Facebook page True Talk FM, sorry, as we the live stream the video we actually they happen at the studio to owner, and me where they bring the program to owner today, me your name na Bimba Kamara. welcome back, Fambulem, and make a member una say the program they take una say 8 p.m. today, and we they bring you information on things them we get for do with business, finance, and economy inside the economic sector in Sierra Leone. And just stay by your radio set and get all the latest updates where they come off from we on True Talk 98.5 FM. Like I tell una just now, today we actually did try for focus on the topic of WASS exam standards then the preparedness level of students them when they take the exam, and the future of education within Sierra Leone. And for that we guest them today as they know introduce themselves now. Mr. Saliu M. Kamara, when are the acting head of public affairs inside WAEC, and we get Mr. Bami Augustine Anthony, when are the comms person for the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. We actually go make them two personalities them here, tell we small thing but the institutions and where them they represent and the stake where them get inside Sierra Leone education before we start the program proper. Mr. Saliu, you were able to tell Fambulem waiting your ministry they do, sorry, your institution they do inside education in Sierra Leone?
Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction there. Of course, this country, the moment you call the name WAEC, beaucoup people know now say, oh, they wire, now then they change the destiny, because now so they can tell you, say they change the destiny of people them. So really, the West African Examinations Council, where we can call now for short WAEC, now a mandate for conduct public examination in the four speaking West African countries, with then the British colonial country them. But later Liberia get for join. And as I talk to you, that mandate they from 1952 up to date, we don't carry them on. And WAEC, for let the people know, now the only colonial exam or pre-colonial institution where they conduct exams, we don't stand the test of time based on the structure them. So up to this moment, this mandate will get them. And as I tell you, not the only conduct exams again for the 5 country them, even some francophone country them now they link up with you for conduct exams there. So they tell you they conduct exams now them Togo, Lome, even for we Sierra Leone how they conduct exams na Guinea. So briefly now that's now we mandate for conduct exams and release result and award certificate to candidate that we deserve then certificates then they.
Okay. And yes, Yusuf go able to tell we small but on our institution and the role within they play in education at the country, Mr. Anthony.
Alright, so Fambulem understand say we don't get one Ministry of Education, Ministry of Basic, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology.
Sure.
But in 2018, that ministry they will divide that administratively for the purposes of service delivery, effective service delivery, into two. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education and that of the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, with specific responsibilities. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education get the responsibility for provide oversight for schools from pre-primary to senior secondary education, where inside it they will get the free quality school education program where the government pronounced in 2018 for rollout. So responsibility as a ministry now for provide oversight and ensure say teaching and learning they happen in this country or picking a transition from one stage to another until they go to university.
All right, thank you.
We also get the responsibility via Teaching Service Commission for look at teachers them or teachers effectiveness.
All right. So before we actually continue, let we get one broad idea where I go and let we discuss first. Recently I get this my friend we come off from Rwanda, a graduate with a bachelor's degree at the African Leadership University, and he tell me say the young education system within Sayanda, he say it's so different. This person here been actually attend secondary education at Sierra Leone, and he actually continue back to start tertiary education at Unimtech, you see, and where it compare both educational systems them from senior secondary level onto tertiary level, he say Again, one word we use is saying a rote memorization, and we education they focus on that cram and pass system. And he say it's not even the fault of the students anymore. Now the developmental strides them where they happen inside we education so slow for match current standards them. He say na endemic na cram and pass still inside senior, secondary, and as well as tertiary institutions. He say even to the way then they draw questions themselves for picking them, for test them knowledge on waiting in non-land. They focus on which you don't cram and can give me, not so for critical analysis. He said, we're in the inside African Leadership University. They were working with senior secondary students then because the type of program with them introduced to them been so innovative that then they able to work together, devoid of the fact that then they get different levels of education provided to them, but they're able to apply the critical thinking within they get for solve common challenges them inside Rwanda. Soon after graduation, we Dami friend they don't care. They don't open an institution we don't call Altruistic Luminary Center, and he is now a work provider, like in a job creator for people them, and not to anybody employee anymore. He is an employer with just a bachelor's degree and they rample with an annual turnover of over $100,000. For a young boy, we actually they implement that kind of thing. Them it's something huge. But then with the CCA in both senior secondary and tertiary institutions them where we graduate them they come out, or we students them they come out, it's different. They want to be employees. They don't even know how to actually bring about job creation for themselves. And they ask the question now I want post to Una actually think say we don't get positive developments then we don't happen inside the education system in Sierra Leone or not in the past 2 decades.
So now what are you talking?
I start with you first, Mr. Anthony.
All right,
because now they get the curriculum. Yes.
So plenty, thank you. I want to agree with you to a certain extent that rote learning the salon better one with the cram, with the pass the exams, with the pass some of you the cram. And but I want to also tell you say cramming generally not bad.
Okay.
But enough for be the sole method for learn book. Yeah, I got me professor way be they tell me say any student will not get some amount of cramming ability, not able to retain certain valuable information then for apply, even the choice of words where they speak, you know the structure of words that way they speak, therefore really they in that connotation, therefore they in that kind of field. The way they talk about the economic issue and you they talk the language and the economic language they use. So that's again a very good part. But what's been happening over the period before 2018, with education be done up to a point that we not get a recognized syllabus, some curricular curriculum. Yeah, we not get a recognized curriculum for some of who it was. Now what's a seat? Who it was? We remember say. Now then, Oladipo Venn, now then comprehensive English, comprehensive government, comprehensive everything about comprehensive. Now be the read. So that topic then the way they in that book, that comprehensive. We don't read all the cover them. Now they tell you company see me I don't done the syllabus. That was the syllabus that we had. So what thing be done they happen? We be done to go into too much of cramming. But also, therefore, not to forget what be the reason. Few things. One, some good quality teachers have done left the classroom. They go for greener pasture. Yeah, because interest be done the lacking in education small. But also, the one that we doing the war, more teacher than die. So we can't get people and we can just kind of the classroom. They're not qualified. Now they will be get some amount of teacher programs that win at 2 years. The higher teacher certificate at the time that they go up for 2 years. Just to make them encourage teachers for coming. They will get some people who will be young school leavers, then we come in, we them back with the teach. So later they improve themselves. So within that course day, we can get a dip in the education system. Some problems that happen. So fast forward to 2018, we can realize we need to get a structure. Structure in the sense we need to fix a lot of departments then, like specialist departments, because we don't even consider people that are specialists in this country. We don't know if you're or not you blind or you're not blind. You're not possible to get learning disability or not. We just put you together in the same class and test you way you pass, you not pass, you fail. That was the kind of thing that maybe they happen in a salon. But also we balance we need for review with curriculum. because certain subject areas and the disciplines and the way we done the way they up to date, what they do, they're not market value. You know, they're not they're not provide you that competition where you go, that advantage for compete at the world market for jobs. So now we could decide as a ministry, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, we say we want for review with syllabus, with curriculum. So now be a Herculean task. We don't see country studies don't show we say some country we attempt for review the entire curriculum of the country, the education drop a big time, because the problem is now the whole new system in the carry it, and you need specialists them, you need time for roll them over. But we take the venture as a ministry for ensure say we push that. But most importantly, we also learn say interest step we don't lacking from the parents then, from the school picking them. They say school picking they go school but get business with the wrong. Sometimes they didn't set your attention, they more than the school. Areas then where they run Luma. They picking if the Luma na Friday, they never go school Friday. All man they go na Luma because now they go spend money. So a lot of things we don't lacking at this country. We try for also encourage people, and now if you look at the participation in education, I watched social media yesterday, so the parts of your conversation. I watched social media yesterday, this morning, always the concern about who ask, I think a 45-year-old woman goes to watch until you talk about them. Where I see the public, they talk about them big time, the ministry not do well, this and that. So we'll come there if you didn't have parts of the discussion.
Sure. So
because of that thing, we don't get more now, we don't get awareness. People they now they concern. Some parents now they go check on the picking. So yes, we begin a route learning, but now we don't begin change. Now we don't introduce robotic at school. We not be robotics not be there. We say robotics. We've seen a plane that they talk about, but now the picking they do at school. We got a new thing there now. Today, if you not pass English language, you know they go university. But we don't review a curriculum. We say yes, English language now two say for person. But we got two sets of English now. We don't see. We got the business English, then we got the English. Yeah, so not to all man with the science go pass English, but they pass the business English. Yeah, we go take them to university. But until the knowledge that person get, the gifts, the wisdom, the ability we get now in chemistry, now in physics, now in biology, and in agriculture, you know, can pay and say because you not pass English, you know they go university. Similarly, so we get a lot of people and we don't struggle for past chemistry or past literature, or they go. Now we don't shape down the all. We get 5 streams now. So not to just have traditional art, science, and commercial. Now we don't get all that in the day for me. Shall say we change the dynamics more. So and we they get there very soon.
All right. So we see say there has been a revision in the curriculum. You're able to tip with small on than the in a sense like. How formalize this revision here where we not bring inside the curriculum they go, and how we get for begin for reflect the questions them way WAEC did draw.
Okay, so this now very critical discussion, very sensitive because they at the level of leadership. Also leadership, not only the minister, the deputy ministers, then the permanent secretary, the chief education officer, and the teaching service commission chairman, and they did it.
Okay.
So Mina Bobo. We know they talk about that easily, but for the general knowledge, from the general information, yes, the curriculum they don't roll them out now.
Okay.
They picking there as you rightly put them, that they go by the new curriculum and the new syllabuses, and we they talk to WAEC. We they in engagement as a ministry with WAEC at the top level. We they in conversation with the tertiary institutions, universities at the top level for see how we go transition this thing from the classroom to university. So that preparation there at a very advanced stage, and the minister now get the responsibility to come out to tell you exactly which stage we're there right now. But from the internal conversations, say we're there at the very advanced stage. Come for key message.
Education is a key priority we actually governments that need for focus on, including the one that you are part of currently, the one for bolster human capital development. And I think that they don't be evident in many other countries and in the success system where they can see like Botswana. So you see where we don't get this new curriculum where the government want to implement, well, it's already in the process, because where they check on most schools, the civic education learning don't come inside, and you get one day where they deal with business and entrepreneurship now. You think say this actually go provide that platform where go make that young bobo within a private school where then they pay thousands of dollars for $3,000 for education a year, where they already begin to waiting, maybe they do not college, then they already begin teaching a high school on history, on sociology. It go gets that advantage, it go actually come to the level of the ordinary person where a mama not able to pay for him school fees, but they gonna public school and yet depend on this curriculum where the ministry wants for implement. You think say this revision when I don't bring go hot that line or that division with it between that private school bobo and that public school student, or do you think it's just another work in progress?
So where the kind side on our office, I see bridging knowledge and policy, what IJL stand for, and I see the question they relate to that. Yes, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education get the responsibility for implement the free quality school education program, and this is cut across all levels. Yeah, the pre-primary, the primary, the senior, junior secondary, the senior secondary, under the guiding principle of radical inclusion. Radical inclusion, they talk about 4 pillars, of course we know, and I don't want to spend time on that.
Continue.
But for make every other person get the opportunity for land book at the level playing field. Yeah, whether you a belly woman, yeah, whether you don't born Peking, you want go land book, yeah, from a lot of parents, whether you na post you get some disability, yeah, whether you come up from poor home, you can learn the book, yeah, because that's the free quality school education program. The very reason we don't get over 1,000 picking them, we don't add 1 million picking them, sorry, we don't add to the system again, because we get just 1.9 million picking in a school. Now they talk about over 3 million picking in a school. So this don't bring more picking in a school for Lombok. We really appreciate the efforts of government, and they want to continue for implement the free quality school education program. Today, me I not go preschool, but now we're picking they go preschool. You know, the advantage we then get for go preschool, the chances we then get for make the sabi book high. When they come up preschool, transition into class 1 or grade 1. But now as a ministry, we back now ensure say we don't introduce preschool. Every government or government assisted school will get space. Now get the obligation for opening preschool. But in addition to that, we don't work with partners. We don't open learning centers. We call it the preschool centers. Then now almost all the districts there across Sierra Leone, we got over 50 of those very good structures supported by UNICEF and GPE, with even Orange Sierra Leone self-support area. So now with the gap picking in our way at HT, we get the Basic and Senior Secondary Education Act, we speak strongly to that. Say picking we done 3 years, you take them to preschool, and we done 4 years for the premier 2. By the time the 5 year, now government they pay for, and now take go university, you don't take it in once. So now the free quality school education program they run. You know, if you look at the things that we don't do now, we see a lot more of gap picking than they go school. If you check the statistics, gap picking they do very well. If you see the impact of what we don't do over the period of 5, 6, 7 years now, you see say now we get more gap picking in our school. Now we get the retention rate in our school we're very high because of the school feeding program. Government they invest more in school feeding program because we see say some picking they left school because they're angry. Now government they feed over 800,000 picking there across Sierra Leone, which is a very good thing to talk about. And with the cut across 15 districts. Not only Western urban will not come in. So this not the kind we will expand education in terms of teaching learning materials. We see that picking they get textbook for GSS, they get 4 textbooks. The language arts, the mathematics, integrated science, and social studies. And we even add 1 day civic education.
And that's a very good point. You don't already make 5 broad pillars where you don't suggest so say on the focus on. There are concerns say there is a high misplacement of priority in waiting the ministry need for. On the one hand, other countries and they promote 21st century skills them to their own school picking them. You understand? We for make them able to think critically and even be job creators them. I'll be make that instance where we start. But we are still here in social studies. What is social studies? What is the environment? These are things that they are still being taught in school. Do you think with that kind of approach, we go actually able for foster the human capital development which I don't want to see in utilizing these approaches where you don't mention? And secondly, you don't mention, say, we actually don't revise the curriculum, but WAEC they maintain, say, the exam syllabus remains unchanged to them, while some schools that don't adopt the new curriculum or don't introduce. Don't you think you're putting lots of students at a disadvantage?
So make it clear to you, not to even some school that don't adopt. Every government and government assisted school, now they implement the new syllabus. Yeah, this not in anticipation that in 3 years we will see how the agreement will come with WAEC and how we will roll them out. Yeah, some countries the way they want to roll them out, they get styles. They do them, they juxtapose them, they do them side by side. They take the old one and the new one so they no go collapse. Where Salon we don't know where you style it, how we get for one, but we definitely get for find a way for roll them out. Because they get for phase out the old one and the new one really take permanence. Yeah. So for the talking about the skills,
promote 21st century skills.
So when you talk about the JSS level in particular, you need to get the basics. So the mathematics you need them, the integrated science you need them, the other things, because these are the basics where the brain need for settle. But when it comes to the hands-on, you see say we don't expand a lot of school apps them now at the country, because when you talk about 21st century learning environment, we get to look at within the structure society we really get for implement the 21st century learning environment and learning skills. We need to get lights across the country also. If we want to forget with labs, then really they work. Yeah, with computer labs and other things. We really need to forget a lot of things. Internet connectivity uninterrupted across the country. You know, you get for ask yourself, we get the infrastructure. Nowhere we not get the infrastructure. So what we do? We collaborate with line ministries, and we're very important. So for example, we would take away labs and school labs and to other countries. You know about Starlink? Yeah. Starlink, they connect over 500 schools in this country on with internet. So these are the kind of things that we get TP learning something center where also the support we and then AI and therefore make sure that we expand internet facilities across Sierra Leone. So now a gradual process. We know they forgo the theoretical aspect of learning of then mathematics or the other thing. Then we need them. We need numeracy. You need some arithmetic before you can really apply. So because we need them, we work them side by side with the new inventions that they make now in terms of the use of technology. You see people are interested in much of robotics now. You see inventions, you see they make robots, they talk, this and that. The now is more of innovators than now we get Sierra Leone. This is not the inspiration will come from the thing that we will inject into the education system. Before we come to WAEC, I get this last question where I want to ask, being say, much of the pressure right now don't shift from the government onto citizens them for be key innovators them for let we able for boost development in Sierra Leone, and say the citizens them need for do more, but we know say if they start from that grassroots level, the kind of education how they keep picking them under. Now you have mentioned all them things there we feel say we need for do for let we get there, and the challenges them we do highlight in achieving it. You know, things say instead of focusing, don't you think there's a key problem that instead of focusing, instead of putting 100% priority on trying to get public-private partnerships them and any other form of partnership, we go actually help we for promote 21st century skills them in school, instead of working hard on it and utilizing the media for let this campaign go out, using the media then for promote the idea say you know for good they use corporal punishment in our schools them and they villainize teachers them we actually in the foot soldiers them on the ground, villainizing them in such a manner and posting it out on social media instead of promoting the idea of let's get public-private partnership them way for make we change the educational system in Sierra Leone. You think focusing on one instead of the other, you know, things say that's the misplacement of priority with governments in, governments out. Still they feel forget the education system moving in Sierra Leone on. So they put you long question into two perspectives. One, you want to talk about how we really do public-private partnership. No. And the other, how you really want for make we use
No,
the
let
media.
rephrase them.
Because that's
How?
what
No,
I've
no,
seen
no, no,
in
not the
media.
media. It's that we already get. We don't understand the challenges. Them. We actually don't understand how we be able to solve the problem. But yet, instead of seeing like the chief education officer for go out in the media and begin call for public-private partnerships and know say these are the things we need for let we come with STEM building educational systems and inside with curriculum, he is out there posting videos about harassing teachers them where actually still they flaunt the rule of corporal punishment. Don't you think that's a misplacement of priority?
Okay, so first of all, your statements already don't allege or don't accuse, don't find the chief education officer guilty of what you think of a crime posting.
I did not say it's a
that
crime.
is exactly what you don't
No,
see.
I did not say it's a
Instead of
crime.
that, well, let me just explain the context. Yeah, they make you understand. The education sector, they partner with this variety of development partners in the private sector. In my conversation with you, I tell you how Orange Sierra Leone they support we, how the TP Learning Center also they support we, and how Starlink they also connect about 500 schools them with internet connectivity. I tell you how UNICEF and the GP don't build over 50 preschools them, but also I will continue to tell you how Orange Sierra Leone don't support you for being schools of excellence for girls, with purely in science schools. But I tell you how private institutions don't bring like the Nyakwi school, where they do so very well. So we partner with a lot of people and we do so very well. When it comes to areas about corporal punishment, where you talk to the chief education officer, I want to make it very clear to this medium. Two things I'm going to discuss before you even ask me. One is the corporal punishment issue, where they download on the social media, they see all of the bloggers and the posters.
Yeah, we are getting to that.
Yeah, then I see the 45-year-old woman who then take out of the classroom. We also had to see a lot of write-ups and a lot of comments, and now they see an open letter from a particular lawyer. I don't know, they say lawyer Cargo. They write that the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education apologized to the people. You know, we
are getting there, yes. There's a segment. No, there's a segment on students' preparedness. We get to focus on Nandi.
Okay, it's not a miss of priority where the chief education officer post on the spot visit to a particular school where they still implement corporal punishment. That part of the duty, that part of the responsibility as a key player in the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education for uphold with policies that we will put out. Clearly, we all understand. Now this country for no say 2 years ago we don't abolish corporal punishment, and in place of corporal punishment we provide what we call positive discipline handbook to teachers, and we with support from UNICEF we train all the teachers in this country for understand how for discipline picking them, where them feel or how for correct picking them, where they feel that they go out of hands instead of using the cane. So a way of pointing out to the public that this is not allowed, this is illegal now with schooling, for me is a bold step from the minister, from the chief education officer, for speak to the public that this is enough and it's enough is enough.
All right, so we come to you, Mr. Saliu. We are still on the standard of education inside Sierra Leone. The sponsing for the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education and actually talk on some of the developments them we see, and it don't mask some of the controversial issues them with they out there in a very respectful way, and they don't make myself don't understand. They start off with you on the question of are there ongoing reforms them or proposed changes them way WAEC they try for introducing the structure of WAS way for reflect the national curriculum way the government of Sierra Leone don't implement?
Of course, yes, that's the in place. WAEC not go able to draw question where we not get curriculum or syllabus from the ministry. So now we can tell some people whether they not cover the syllabus or they cover the syllabus. So this question WAEC does so they out of no. And even the curriculum is so broad that WAEC not go able to draw all sides. So now we could get what you call examination syllabus. Out of this curriculum, let's say Ministry for Economics then get 30 topics. WAEC will look at say, well, out of these 30 topics, let us examine 25 or 20 topics. So they pull them out where they distribute back to schools. The schools then know say these topics now they WAEC the examine. So we're not able to do anything where ministry not gets. So if they get this new curriculum, obviously WAEC get for switch over as well. You see, because waiting then they give it now they we say they take examine the candidates them. So not for disadvantage here. For say we they go draw something where not they part of the syllabus.
So where do you want where they about for take the 2025 public exams then? We been done the deal with the new curriculum. Do you think the
2026?
Do you think the questions that are to be done in the coming exams then they reflect the new or the old curriculum, because there are concerns online around that?
I hope the man be talk say then discussion and they at higher level, of course. Okay. I hope say the ministry, whether the senior authority, then get for come out to the public and tell them which are the outcome. Okay. So then they are one law we hold that side this way. And even we self will not float nothing in it for 2026.
Okay.
So the moment conclusion, I hope say the public go know which are the outcome.
Still speaking on the standards them and reforms since I was, we've been hearing about this receipt exams receipt exams policy where we they say they're about for be implemented. You get anything where you want to talk on that?
Receipt exams, now we this country, any information we see on our social media and so they take. Waiting come about the private was examination, receipt exams, where somebody attempts the school was. Let's say you get 2 or 3 subjects. So the private was now an area wherein they can't sit for let you fill up your subjects. Okay. So now that's not the receipt exams. Okay. So private was not for a beginner, really. You see, but this country, any information we see, they misinterpret in such a way that even enough for create confusion, then they make them like create confusion. So private was now the receipt exams, so then they talk about. Then even the way Ghana be introduced. For say where you get 1 or 2 subjects you can put in. So now the same like private also will get 1st series and 2nd series. But Sierra Leone will not begin to implement the 1st series that January. Okay. We still get now November, December. What will they conduct? Right. For anybody who want come sit, sometimes let's say this 2025, you sit you get 4 or 3 subjects. You know say university now 5 subjects. Sometimes then 2 subjects, then they able put in private ones, you receipt, you pull them.
All right, so tell me what's not the challenges inside the implementation of the 1st series. Why make Sierra Leone not able for implementing it particularly?
No, we not get no challenges because we not structure for that get candidature. Because they conduct exam based on candidature. We not get people where they opt for that say, hey, this 4 series, we self one begin take them. Because we mandate now for conduct exam. The moment you get school authorities or candidates the way they opt for the 4 series, will they conduct them?
We understand say not to just the ministry get a role for play in making sure say Salone education they up to par with any other regional educational system within the use in South Africa. Like Una self gets a role for play, and the way you ask questions, the credibility Una they get and the standardization of them questions them they were able for correlate with the curriculum, the national curriculum where the ministry they bring for make sure say we get innovators them, job creators them. So waiting at the steps the owner can they take, well owner don't undertake right now for make sure say our educational system, particularly the way exams are implemented in Sierra Leone, standardized and then credible.
Let me tell you first say Salone WAEC or the West African Examinations Council, they also liaise coordinate with other examining bodies then. We get what we call Association for East or Central African Examinations. We every year WAEC then they invite them. We even get international examining bodies them where they invite WAEC. So we say they follow best practices. But like who they talk about questions then they some areas then they need critical thinking, not to just for calm. You see, I remember one year the way the past government maybe they try for implement even let every stream or faculty let them do something like literature so that the candidate will get something like critical thinking. Literature, not they cram you pass literature. So you just get for read, you get the knowledge, and even we get one lecturer, it teach you, give you notes, they tell you say if you give me what I give you. na C they get. That's what they tell you. So if you go search, it means say you add more to what you give. Then even if they draw question, for let you know say that this area now they draw the question. So you get for think. So those critical thinking, I hope say the new curriculum capture some of them things in there. Of course, then cramming again, you know, go over site time, even mathematics, we you not go able to cram, but the formula you just get for cramming because now they lead you to certain things. Of course, critical thinking, I hope say this new curriculum, most of the subject then capture that. Sure. You see, and every student get in your own way. So man, they tell you, where they read in notes them, now jotting they see. But the moment he capture the headline, he able to elaborate on it.
Then get concerns around examination malpractice in Sierra Leone, and we don't see now something where actually they affect how good we students them with they produce way for going inside university they be. And recently we've been get this case now commerce society and say students them with them been feel say get exemplary results them we come off from worst level. Them come now spy them in need for rely on spying for let them promote go the next level. And these are students them we get for the inside we health sectors them, pharmacists them, doctor the way we they put we life now they hand them for. If we continue for they get that loophole from senior secondary level, we say them they literally conduct examination malpractice, sit, get the results where they want and go college. It means that human capital development so we try for achieve we need to get some. Within our own measures them own and don't they put in place for address this examination malpractice as a way for help salon grow.
Of course, you're correct. The issue of examination malpractice will always be talking if it will be a national concern and not to WAEC alone. When you look at conduct of examination, you get different stakeholders then, different pillars, and every stakeholder gets his own responsibility. The moment one fails for performing your responsibility correctly, this now a big problem. Of course, we know them students and the way they drive, and some students and the way they get even A1 in certain subjects, we then ask them simple things they cannot measure up. We know. So this, if it be a national concern, and we self they stand out because we get measures. Every year we in the social media or even studios, different television stations, then radio stations. Why make them just seize candidate and result? Not to seize candidate and result. We look at certain things the way then candidates there they do with even the school authority that as of now with this exam they in place. I really want like una way then at the media, them big paper the law go they go. Now then schools there, even if you not able to go offline, go now then schools there. Now una see what then teachers there they do it. Then students there. So they see say if we not put priority in tackling this menace, now a big problem. And they see say students there now they not even get that study habit in the way that when then they register, even the school authority then they tell them say where you register, they don't pay you money. Then they tell you say now you get certain amount where they contribute because during the exam now this all then report then they will get them and some chief supervisors and the co-supervisors, even this exam, who don't apprehend, who don't submit to stakeholders them for investigation because of 20,000 then every day way candidates they go say for let you use the phone or for let them give piece of paper where they write. So this now a big problem. We need everybody in concern. And even the community, because when you there, you see something they go wrong. If you're able to call stakeholder, hey, I see something, but when you go now then center then they use as WAEC officer now a threat. Some side then they fetch WAEC officers them because you want to do the correct thing. So this now a big problem with EBC. Everybody get for involved. The stakeholders then the law enforcement agency. Of course we know anti-corruption the step within they take. Sure. You see. So recently even that chief examiner we then jail, of course, they and then they all because some already fail for doing the exam, even when they go mark it, they get back the intention for commit. So when you look at examination, you find a lot of time for them because you get pre-examination malpractice, conduct, then post-examination malpractice, all them thing and they do. So you find out get a time for them. Then we'll be able to elaborate more. Yeah, but now a major concern. Yeah, let we hit down the back. Immediately after we students them before I come to the next question, in fact, I go and bring Mr. Anthony inside. We just don't mention say the idea of dealing with examination malpractice actually not for just based on WAEC and the ministry no more.
the teachers them wey dey inside schools them also for put hands into it, even the community stakeholders them, all parents themselves for get hands into it. But you know, fine, you dey see collaborations between parents, the teachers, and they get special room there inside picking and they go sit. You see, if they actually, it not just they affect WAEC, it not just affects the ministry, but they affect the country in the standard of education we really get. That is clear. But waiting at the reluctance, waiting they cause the reluctance from you years inside the ministry now, why parents and community stakeholders them still they aid them people them with the help students them for conduct examination malpractice? Why they not agree for work with the security and line institutions them for deal with them?
So at the talk in just 1 minute, I want to talk about two distinct things.
Okay.
One is lack of morality. We country don't degenerate into a situation where people no longer get morals. We think them today way we they do when a big thing. For example, me go school with me daddy na school head 2 out here retire. Where if you not go school, you not get nothing for do around the school premises. Because they know I made them see yourself. The excuse will be you know when I make you not go school. But morality don't die in that area. They say pikin not go school, but they go around, they say they go do all that thing, go see party. There was a time where I get down in a SOS. I get the pikin I go. You know can school, right? They won't take camphor and they say can left pamphlets. Come on. So I'm not even crying. What's the choose not for go school? That is one. But secondly, also, now the one that way they uphold morality, the few where they uphold morality, then they say the system they work against them. They are picking them where they really want for me to study for pass the exams. They study very hard. When they sit the exams, probably not can make them in the first instance. So they get for repeat for write the exams in the second instance. That about where they pass that it's gonna do nothing. That's it. Where they pass that it, you don't even care about education. They don't go raise 2 million loans, 2.5. They go give the examination arrangement, the course where they get for make they able give them put them in a special room. They go answer the question they can't give them. They pass the exams. Then go university. And that parent, when you picking, really they work hard because they uphold morality. And picking not go university for the next 2-3 years. So what did they happen? And by gradually they join the state of school. Now so we country poor. So then we don't decide for discipline as a ministry. It go tough at the moment, but we go hit on that until people understand say we need for clean the system for ensure say we give that credibility to the exams and the outcome of the results again. You rightly see picking go some students they sit and they get very good results, they go College of Medicine and they not deliver as per the results we then get.
Sure.
This now the outcome then this will have for prevent. So if the conduct of the exams not proper, if the pre-planning of the exams not okay, if the post-exams not well monitored, the outcome not going to be credible. And if not credible, we get substandard education. And then here with the FET and the ministry in collaboration with colleagues and WAEC and also with other bodies like Parliament, the Sierra Leone Parliament, the Anti-Corruption Commission, the police, will get the civil society, you the media, and the parents them together. We all they come together for make sure say we felt this menace. That idea of going to social media and crying down the minister in actions, the deputy minister in action, the CEO in action, because you don't know the facts. We there for make you understand the facts and appreciate the actions rather than for tolerate the hopeful outcome we will come. You know what it mean for me that 45-year-old woman go sit down between the picking and the where they write their exam, the picking the client knows he not be doing at school. You know what you don't instill in them as a school leader, you don't tell them say money can do anything. That somebody will come up from anywhere, he can write the exams where they not even sabi, he wear the uniform. Somebody wear soldier uniform, he go parade, not a soldier. Where soldier man olam, where the interrogator, they go keep him quietly. We go tell you we don't apprehend somebody we wear soldier uniform, we're not a soldier. Publicly. You understand? So people get to understand why certain actions go be are meant to be taken. Let me give you an example. Something that they don't go so. Now you program. I don't
continue.
Okay. Now I want to make you understand people clearly. Like this lawyer guy, we write this piece. I read down. I understand the piece, but in two folds. One, I understand say something the lawyer not to really lawyer. They just use him as a certain lawyer but not a really lawyer. Because if a lawyer writes that one day, you go begin ask say something a public opinion you don't follow, and you forget the law in self. Because we back get some knowledge in general law, but they tell you say the doctrine of what we call the principle of clean hands. You know the time before equity
must come with
clean hands. Yeah, if that lawyer they write to the minister for apologize because they pull that woman a class and they come for interrogate him on the media or before camera, if they go tell you say that enough for tell you say that woman where them pull guilty of any crime, he qualify for the exams? No. He not qualified for the exam because of your age, not necessarily in age. Why not qualify? Because the system now will get the precast system. We work with an international body, why? You know where they handle that in any. We country we lost them, we shape them to some of the international laws then for make we able comply. So now we get precast system. It's gonna be postcast. Where you don't sit down at the time that they upload you cast one go, but now precast. That means if you don't do SSS1, if you don't do SSS2, if you don't do SSS3,
cast as in continuous assessment.
Okay. But even before you go SSS1, if you don't pass Becker,
okay,
ask yourself the question. Many people that be very genuine at the camera this now so. I want to talk to the camera. Many people that be very genuine. If we therefore evaluate the situation will happen, you go agree with me say that woman it not be the SS1? Yes, it not be the SS1. You go agree with me say if we investigate that woman we go write that exams day, we'll check in Becker, not to in Becker they submit and somebody else in Becker they don't submit and they put that woman in name day. You go agree with me? Yes, because that woman don't sit Becker or not even sit Becker ever. If you check that woman the proper, you go tell me say that woman is on SSS2? No. Instead of talking at the interview, say you know she's not SSS2. Now one that the principal and I make go write the exams. So that woman they qualify? No. That woman they commit offense? Yes. If commit offense. So if somebody commit offense, you go make if they want for punish them or they want for bring them to light. The person will bring them to light, you go call her for make her apologize. No, that is a wrong letter. With that lawyer they write. You might go to football, so until you go understand Andy. In 30 seconds. Where the striker they at the opposition box, he want for score goal. Let the player foul. Straight away, if a big red card, no so, or if a big penalty, no so, certain times it can follow red card. But in a situation where that striker they either a play foul or a day offside, na defeat. They're not the ruler out, they're not the penalty out. Yes, because in self where they say they don't play me foul, they don't commit crime before the foul. So you know there's nothing for talk about. You don't understand that they tell the defender I will play foul. For me go bail the striker, you will play foul. After you don't say na offside, no, nobody know they tell nobody for go say sorry because the person where they for go say sorry, now he first play foul. In the sense, it don't break the law. So if that woman not qualified by any means, then the minister call him out for questioning. Then this lawyer right say the minister for go apologize. Then the lawyer for understand say the person where they for go apologize for enforce don't faulty. They don't break the law. So in fact, there is no way for even show compromise because if na be clean hands, na be picking we go SS1, SS2, SS3, then the count and so now for questioning out in the public, you go understand in a picking, a correct, you know do nothing, they go SS1, SS2, SS3, now the square and qualify. But this person not qualify. Why do you have to apologize for somebody who commits crime that they interrogate in the public that they say for apologize? So these are the things where the social media really get for handle with intelligence. We get for no more with gut-said heart. So
that's an interesting point. As you say, you want get. Are you trying to be
yes, I want buttress some of the issues. Them. Okay. The exam itself don't disqualify the candidates. They say was for school candidates.
Yeah.
Somebody knows you don't SS1, SS2, SS3. USA pull continuous assessment. So if they delve into these issues, sometimes the school authority will admit this candidate ministry for take measures against that one day. So that one day alone was for school candidate. So it means you fabricate cast that day alone na examination malpractice and cancellation of entire result for that. USA pull cast mark for away, not you don't SS1 for let you conduct exam for him. It's not SS2 for let you conduct exam for him. Indeed, this country, people and the way they do the wrong thing, now then they just support. And you want to implement the correct thing, then they begin see you like say, now you know the bad person.
What about
this is the problem?
Where the post caste system where you been the talk, but no, there was a point where you mentioned on say if it happened before the exam, during the exam, and after the exam.
Yes.
I mean, like
the examination malpractice.
So how, if it happened after the exam in the marking systems, it means not so just this, not so from citizens them normal now, even within we institutions them loopholes them they for allow malpractice. How that malpractice actually they happen where now within the systems and waiting at the challenge when they get on and not able for deal with some yet.
Well, now we say the exams like we as it gets components them, we get stakeholders they were involved. We therefore call examiners them for mark. Look, this examiner with the sentence. Now during marking they go commit this offense. We are in the left you booklet. You go trace other candidates in booklet for begin the right through from the marking scheme. You see, this you don't go out before after the conduct. You see, now post examination and this back for registered candidates will not qualify. Now pre-examination malpractice that one day. So all the entire na challenge we want clean the system, but it means everybody for come on board. If then teachers they are not ready, it means the system now so get for the go. So if likewise we self not ready, it means so everybody need for come on board. You see, so the issue of 45 years will not see the SS1, not see the SS2. It means you not even qualify because the exam now was for school candidates. You get private was exams if you want to go sit, even if you don't want to go school, you pay you sit.
Yeah.
But for was for school candidate, for school going pupils, because you get for recording cars. Who say you put cars for them? It means you get for fabricate them. For lies say this in continuous assessment this.
So in line with what you don't say, it seems as if this not get for be just the ministry and not get for be just WAEC. If we actually want to deal with everything where they bring hindrance to for upgrade the standard of education as Sierra Leone, it need for be a collective responsibility.
Of course.
Not so.
Of course.
And from what I don't understand from on our points, then some of the issues then where they come around malpractice has to do with the preparedness of the students. If you really prepared, you're able to go sit
and
without
those who prepare them.
And those who prepare them as well.
If
Yeah.
a student themselves back.
So that they bring we to
like the 45-year-old if not students.
Then they bring we to the other segment. But before we they do that, they family them if you be non they follow up, we actually they discuss around WAEC standards them inside Sierra Leone, students preparedness and the future of education within inside Sierra Leone. And we get a ministry, the comms person for the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, and also we get the acting head of public affairs now WAEC, where they for actually get the discussion with we. At exactly 8 o'clock, at exactly 8 o'clock now, we're about for open the phone lines them for you will go on for participate or for add your voice to the conversation, either via text message or you call we or you left a comment under we Facebook post and we they able to read them out. The number we you they call on for send text to 072 641 729 072 641 729. We they take a short break and when we come back we continue with the program. if una just dey join you dey listen to the program where economy where they come from you, where they come to you from True Talk 98.5 FM, Amza Radio, Voice of the East, and Voice of the East. Also, we discuss the topic around WAS and WAEC reforms them. How prepared as students as them can they face public exams, them within the standards them way WAEC and the Ministry of Education actually they set, and within the future of education inside Sierra Leone. We phone lines them open now. Sorry if you've been called and we may be able for access we. And the number for call now 072-641-729, 072-641-729. You can call we or send a text message to this number and we they read them out as we go. And we guess them again if you just join we now Mr. Bami Anthony, Mr. Bami Augustine Anthony, we actually they come out now in the comes person for Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. And we also get another guest, Mr. Saliu, we na the head of public affairs for WAEC inside Sierra Leone. So as we've been the talk, we get the question, we move on to the next question. It's we don't already identify say student preparedness and plus the institutional preparedness of the student where they send the person for seat and the student himself where they go sit or herself where they go sit. Now a defining factor where they determine whether or not start picking or go cheats or go na examination hall or whether it go want for uphold integrity. Waiting at the rules them, and I am starting with at the start with Mr. Saliu. Waiting at the rules them if you say teachers and school administrators them for ensure say students them adequately prepared before them go inside the examination hall.
Well, first of all, the moral aspects we maybe don't talk about now in don't lack. Now they see the relationship between students and pupils, wherein they see students on time from even GSS level. They go knock Ulpa when a teacher we get white here. I say, hey, Mr. Kama, are you? So that relationship there, you see, it don't lack in a way that we respect nobody again, because when you as a teacher now a role model to that student, even you conversation if you limit them in such a way that when it comes to education, you make sure say what you can for him, and that teaching perception where you go in a classroom, you make sure say you teach the candidates them based on. But now, as I tell you, like we they say the standard they don't follow, then they go now more of jokes. We do sensitization. We are in candidates, then they bold and tell them teacher then say, they say some of them are then they discourage them even for study. We ask the question why. They say because we then they burn their own candle or light all night. Then they tell them come on a no you know more. We see exams and come on a cow this no more. You see, so that perception they don't they in some of them now they know they even old book. So then so that moral aspect, again for the student and teachers relationship, again for if we be cordial, but at least it go there in a level that we are in you as teacher. If you no say now you they teach this picking, if you get manners the way they instill on that picking day, or else the teaching aspect they go accordingly. So these are some of the problems then, and the school authority need for no more on them than they, or else if you teach somebody where you go, you begin talk about social media, phone business. So then they at the end where the topic done, your time done, you commodity. So no way no day for at least learning take place.
Mr. Anthony, from your years inside WAEC, so your years inside the ministry, and from your experience and how you they relate, I mean now you they handle the public relations affair. This I know see this question therefore be a bit away from you, but I go want your opinion on them. How prepared you feel Sierra Leonean students than they for us, especially in rural areas then and in urban areas then as well?
I want to say the picking them generally speaking one for land book.
Okay.
There is this willingness for land book. A few things they will distract them and probably they dampen the interest for land book.
Okay.
And one of them hugely the integrity management of some of with teachers and with school authorities.
Okay.
Because some picking the way they go school, you know, get option. Most of the picking the way they go school, you know, get option are for land book.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't begin get very close conversation with the one they wait for make decisions, like the teachers, them, the principal, and other authorities, them wait for really assess them, for ensure say the transition from one class to another. But then teacher they had a compromise standards. The teacher they had for example, ask for sex or grade. The teacher they had the ask for money if they begin them one pass. Then the teacher they had the request for a lot of things. Now this is the way they go school. We may particular teacher. So everything go to we own family in a book. If you know that book, in it. If you know that book, but nowadays, they see like quoting Mr. Kamara, they say, they see the teacher, the class monitor, the class rep, they tell in companies, you know, I just put 10,000, 20,000. Mr. Anthony, but not to the go get the settle them. This begin undermine the effort for hard work. It begin undermine the effort for study, and then make we begin to get issues. But also, if teacher, you the principal, we don't win at the gatekeeper for integrity, the gatekeeper for morality, the gatekeeper for accountability. You they begin and also na the 50 day in a class. Suddenly for go sit exam, then they go see a lot of other people from outside. They come for write the exam, they wear the uniform. And you the principal they suppress and say make them keep quiet and write the exams. You don't teach the picking and they a lot of things. Now they don't teach and say them back and cheat them way through. You don't teach them say them back not for even get respect for your decisions anymore. So all them things they make that they go because then one day when they come in, for example, for write the exams, most of them are prepared for the exam because they know the SS1, SS2, SS3. So they count phones, they count foreign materials, and these are the people who get the resources for give to invigilators for permits them for use the foreign materials and the exams. And that picking we don't go from SSS1, SSS2, SSS3. It's sit down in the watch where the big one that we don't come, they write directly from the textbooks, from the exercise books, from any other foreign material, and at the end of the day, they pass the exams. They're in the struggle for write in exams and pass. You know, that they happen if you see that person where they all don't sit that exam, whenever they go to school, pass the exams and you fail, it don't feel, you know, it lose hope in the country. They lose hope with leaders in this country.
Well, the issue of this recently, we see a 45-year-old woman being the get a conversation with a supposed staff from the Ministry of Education, using that 45-year-old woman as an example. Which you go talk on the standards who they set for picking them preparedness.
If you want for argue to certain point that I'm not even sure if not 35, more than 45. Because in the first instance where the deputy minister asked him, they say in at 28 years. So the deputy minister say, hey, you have to say the truth. They say in at 45 years.
No, you're age.
So that means if they ask her more, she was going to really say incorrect age. They are way more than 45 years. But more we just look at that scenario. How you feel say that preparedness of that picking there for the subsequent paper then where they get for sit go day like where they don't see the principal when are the gatekeeper of transparency, the principal when are the gatekeeper of accountability, the principal when are the gatekeeper of morality. Now they bring in the mama in their age and even for probably more than the mama their age, they can write the exams in the front of the principal. They expect the principal to take actions and ask who is this person. But it is the principal himself or herself where they control that one day in front of the Pekin them. They tell the Pekin them how the country know they. You are teaching them in the soul seed where they grow into their Pekin them hearts and minds about the country and where they grow now so them back they behave. So these are the few things they do in this country we're not correct. Unfortunately, and this is unfortunate because a lot of people were educated. A lot of people were for really stand up for the right thing. You know, they see Alex say, I see somebody I say, but that the ministry officials are not professional. Therefore, don't call them and they outside quietly and they go talk to them. They not for do them before the camera. But these are the very people where they grumble, where they picking they not able to write the exams, where they picking the left out because they not upload and continuous assessment scores them, score 1, 2, 3. These are the very people where they say Ministry of Education left but who picking it out. They don't take people that were not legal. We're not illegal people that for write the exams. Government don't tire for pay for us. Now make that they go and drop them picking them. All them talk the day they talk we're not correct. But they see then here they happen in our classrooms and are they picking that they suffer. Somebody will not go SS1, SS2, SS3. This is just one case we'll get to. We got several of those cases where they happen across the country where now they don't limit the picking the spaces where they don't get to write the exams, and the one that we really genuine they're not able to write the exams. And these same people, because they therefore bring reality to check, that they say government, Ministry of Education if we don't behave like that, Ministry of Education if we don't do that. They not consider, some of them not consider, especially the person who write the letter saying a lawyer Kagbo, they not consider say the person will even take the action, the person will take that step, that woman will take that step for going to that classroom. You know, members say what if they do wrong, and there we are going to be consequences should they really catch them, and all the possibility for catch them be there, because instead of seeing age and in the maturity in a class, and they go spot on them at any time. These are all the considerations I think some of these bloggers for don't think of when they talk about. I don't see a lot of things where people they write wrongly, but these are the few things where we need for correct in this country. Because if we not come out for many people understand say now this will they talk every day in the Ministry of Education that picking they not able to write the exam now after they speak. We go up to 7,000 candidates that will not able to write this year exam, government exam pass. They go for private works. When that government go for pay for them for write private works, and people they know say that this they happen and they pick a disadvantage because they don't go school, but they want for tolerate somebody we not really we're not a beneficiary to this free quality education for coming. I am not saying that people not for come and write the exams. Not now to say they say. People they compare say we get radical inclusion, but we they exclude people. Make I explain that one day. Today, before the pre-cast system introduction, we get the largesse. Say you can write the exam, after which they upload your continuous assessment, one go to WAEC. But WAEC now don't out a new system where we are part of that organization. In law, where you get an international agreement get in conflict with the local or the national laws, we get the responsibility as one step as long as they infringe on the sovereignty of the state for reorganize ourselves for what that we local law where they tamper with that international agreement we will get for comply with that international agreement.
Or it's a dual state, silent not a mono state. You can choose not for domesticate them as well.
But in this case, we want for be the part of WAEC, so we can comply to WAEC. So these are the few things people get to understand.
Before we then move forward, you don't actually make several points around students' preparedness that are very valid. I the one for bringing Mr. Saliu in, and I want to let you speak from the point of an educator. Student preparedness for come with support. Enough for be ordinarily just the students them, and under these supports I want to let you in your years and your experience so you don't get because I get for throw them back to the comms person from the ministry. Resource availability and teacher training can really hinder how the external factors them for able for prepare students say in the rural areas them. Most schools them now, even though it's a free quality and it's not just free, with they expect quality education, even with that kind of program, that flagship program with the real, we still get in schools them where they lack access to necessary learning materials and resources them today. Some schools them they not get one computer safe. They are not even moving towards a digital system. They don't even know how to handle internet source system for letting able for get necessary materials, and they're not able for afford for buy some of the textbooks them where WAEC go don't prescribe. And also some teachers them not actually them still they use that old system of teaching. They don't even know if WAEC gets techniques them or if they look at in grading students them or waiting the things them they don't even sabi teach the picking them on waiting at the expectations where WAEC they get sometimes this person a HTC no more, you don't get, or and not even get HTC, sometimes a diploma no more, and they teach in schools. It's happening. So if we not get the necessary teacher training and the resource availability, you know, feel say them factors say the comms person from the ministry really they left them out and they focus no more on the things and what the students they do, or are you so in line with him? What do you think on Nandi?
No, like wetin don't explain all. I no go deviate from wetin Bani don say for say a day out of place. But indeed, we need the resource again as well, wherein there should be teachers where they teach.
All
But
right.
now look,
Hold up, sorry, let me get this caller quick. Hello, caller, your name and who side you dey call from?
Hello, good evening, True Talk.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in a John, I call from Abadigood.
Okay, Mr. Continue.
Yeah, I
You
really,
got 1 minute.
yeah, I like the program, but really, then prepare we
Hmm.
most of it we in the conduct exam now. Some of them back, who will go sit, and they take money and put the hand, you know. We in that shop, then now they go for it, this exam, then they go. Who will go sit, they collect money now, and then from there, then you need to wait in the camp. Then they give them money, they put in them for people, and then they go. Now these are make it see even this class way, this still happen at commerce. You know, seriously, then there are a lot of students that move that grade 8 students that we college of medicine together.
Alright.
So now you know that's sign on me.
Alright.
How we them for really stop that? Because now you see picking I do really go to university. First year, we may perform after we pass them.
Okay.
So we don't really know it now. Why now Minister of Education? But I really for that issue.
Alright. Thank you very much, caller. It's still going on Nande. You go able for too long waited to ask and join them to my last question.
but I make mention of that wherein the school authority there. We get evidence. Anything we'll talk now.
Okay.
Who they go na the exams, people and the way they confer in we get evidence wherein when you they register for the exam, like that 45-year-old, if you ask how much he pay for this exam, we be say the principal or the one we admit him, he go eat that money, the ministry for can pay for and back as students we eligible for sit the exam. Then on daily basis, then get money the way then they conduct from candidate for say where this person can get for give. We not lie and they lie to people them. We get people that way they in custody, supervisor and co-supervisors them. Where they in custody based on this waiting this man talk. In not wrong at all, that's what then they tell them. See now we don't register for sitting at the school. If you count 500,000 loan, where the time with them where they count the question paper, they will get for and this. Then from there on daily basis again, 30,000 they will get phone for user 50 it based on the circumstance. So these are some of the things them where EBC have been the trouble examination man.
You think say if students, if you think say students then get access to resources and they may not get enormous training and enormous teaching from senior secondary 1 on to the time where they sit exam, you think that they will still need for they even fend them other avenues and therefore let them pass exams?
Well, this now the area where I be they try for go. Where the system in need foundation from the foundation now they will don't begin spoil the system. We look at even NPSC, somebody we no merit NPSC, he go he no merit Beke, he go te was he no merit and then he go tertiary institution he come. Waiting that person the way he go na classroom, waiting they teach.
And who is to be blamed for this?
So now the thing is this now community involvement, everybody get a role for play. That's how they tell you. Everybody and then students they are back who they talk for. Some of them not even innocent, even when you they catch some school authority then where they compromise with the standards. When you ask them, then they tell you say no, we no. Then self the gang and then self not part of the problem. We are they tell you about. So the thing is so difficult in a way that if we not decide for change this perception, as time goes on, sometimes we not get anything for talk about education because the standard then continue for fall every day.
Okay, we get 2 text messages where I want to read quickly. We not go take all and go with them to you. The first one say WAEC maker for state. I suffer and study hard for since the 2023 was at the end and withheld and later cancel them. Waiting at the reason. Then the other one they say, please help me with the cost of private was. We just they take them 2 short messages them and we continue with yeah, you go able to answer that day?
Of course, the cost of private was last year now 1,660,000. So this year we know.
Waiting
based on the
price increments.
The economic rates. So for the one we say is in 2023, you don't know why make WAEC season result, but you know the reason why make WAEC. And now say for the worker. Who they work out, they tell students and say, you with some then they indeed good student and they where they write.
Hello, let me take this one quick. Hello, caller, your name and who side they call from?
Mr. Komba.
Okay, Mr. Komba.
Call from the road.
Okay, Mr. Komba, continue, sir.
Yeah, this YS business and the Ministry of Education and the compromise is so much that it became a self-held and just very wrong. Then they frustrate the key. For God, we are not free for compromise 3 times before ever you need to get requirements for going to university. And the one day when they know they do nothing, they know they study self now, they will go requirements and then go on and follow you, they know they know they approve the results. So even the water they go on right now, the final stage, now money making now. Because then they charge again the last 6 years they take exam right now, the last exam. The money what they give they know the exam. If they are 100 then they pull all things and they put in a big money system now in the world.
Wow.
So the education standard is don't drop drastically. You see what they talk so the people also are young. You understand, eh?
Yes, Mr. Komba.
So, you know, if you so now you know that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Komba. And I go ask, use Mr. Komba in question for ask this last question to you. Being say we want to forget the reforms here, it's going to be holistic. It gets for involve owner, it gets for involve parents, it gets for involve communities. Waiting are you word of advice where you go send in to all them groups them here on how they able for support students academic journeys them for let them make salon grow so we want reach.
One thing but Sierra Leone way even difficult like way these scholars even we where they claim say we educate. Then we picking there, we don't know if not love or any other thing. We then they go course we for certain amount, see the teachers then say forgive this amount. Like you example, then they are doing a special assignment. We are in a go buy bottle water to one somebody. I say I want water. That big bottle water, you go tell me say 20 million. I say, but this water then they sell 12 million, 10 million outside. Why they sell 20? They say I get for pay for me picking every day they go see people 50,000. He tell me all the school. Believe in me. So this not some of the things they don't want them. So you educate. Why make you picking? They tell you say give me this. And even some them they force them parents and say I get for see to us if for buy for me Android phone. What the Android phone get for do to us? And parents and they back and they and even way they don't sit. Educated people and they back where they call, hey Mr. Kamara, me picking sit to this, that, to that, to. You see the problem? We in our way for say no. This phone is not a go to an examination or like that candidate what they say 2023 in result and season. We don't get them kids then they are in parents go. We not stakeholder na this country in Peking not do nothing. I believe in Peking. We then go show and the form in Peking field where then cancel the result and see and the signature of in Peking. So himself, he show me in such a way that if you want kill that Peking, then not the play. So this not some of the things. Then this, even the Peking and themselves are not honest to themselves. Even when you advise them, say, hey, then tear away, then teacher they do through now because then now they go to them, say, you know, they help you now study so that you will own your certificate that you will get. But the judge is
we come to the ministry and no say when they engage with various stakeholders them for improve the education system. How then they don't they happen? Because I feel like for una able forget an up-to-date educational system or for we able forget the type where we want as what I don't mention, they therefore get a holistic community collaboration. Waiting at the steps that one can they take from its students, them parents and educators them and then feedback they use from them. When I can use them for improve the system or do we not have a mechanism like Dandy?
Okay, first of all as a ministry, we do serious social mobilization, community engagement.
Okay.
Then I make we get to district education officers across the country. But in addition to that, we get feedback mechanism. We get to call 8062 free line where they call and give any report any incidents that they happen at school. Would they immediately take action? But also in addition to that, we don't provide platforms then we for able to tap in for get materials then, like the learning passports, where they provide you past papers and answers and trial tests inside it. But in addition to that, we also get the education radio, where they provide continuous supplementary learning on that platform there. But also they provide supplementary materials, learning materials related to examination to underperforming schools.
Okay.
But in addition to that, may just see how much more we do. We don't make sure so we don't increase the number of teachers, qualified teachers. At the system within the period of 5-7 years, we don't recruit over 12,000 qualified teachers into the system, and we don't provide professional standards and teacher development then for over 24,000 teachers.
Quick one.
So we have done quite a lot.
Yes, as a final takeaway, with all these achievements the Mona don't do, waiting at the last message where you go send to Fambul them, we go actually make them hit to the call of improving the future of education inside Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. This question is one of the best questions I ever like. Fambul Uname could make honest analysis. Between 2018 to now, the retention rate don't come out from 64% to now 99%, including girls and boys in the school. Fambul Homan could not say NPSC results don't improve over the period. Now we get 88% of pass rate in this country. Fambul will not say Becker results don't improve in this country. Irrespective of the high number of picking the way they write the exams, now we get 96% pass rate. Now this country, WASC results don't improve as well, Fambul. We all know today women sit WASC now 4.5% pass in this country. But now with the talk
that was their seats.
Yeah, 4.5%.
Yeah, 2019.
Okay, so now they say we don't get quite a number of people that will do very well. We don't get now 71% pass rate in this country and above for WASC. So we don't get improvement. There was a time 3 years ago we get 110,000 candidates that will pass WASC in this country.
Nice.
The first ever in this history. So we get a lot of things there for talk about when are good things as well. So the education will improve.
To the head of the public affairs now, I quitting you message towards community people, stakeholders and parents, them and to institutions in Salone for help for improve the future of education at the country. What's the advice we give?
The advice we are the give to every parent, especially where was they go on so now. Or whether exams now not exams, you picking even where they ask you for money, say teacher, say for go this money, ask them waiting at the purpose. Because ministry they do everything. So waiting make special money they back for Kergo. Then where you they sit exams because some parents and they even the one they will educate. Now that's not my problem. Then picking and they force them back say I get for situations, I forget phone. Waiting phone, why not they request nothing from students say if for couch phone. Then them money they are all in and they talk so 50,000 loan for every paper. Not to wire people and then they give. Lord, we tell you now, the school authority, the way they ask them, let them give them receipt for their money, then they and the wire people, the way then they give, like we then they alert, let them give them back receipt. Not to wire then they give down then for their own pocket for let them compromise the standards of the exams. And you as parent, when you picking the go to that teacher, the why make it the thing for cut off, but you the parent you they give back. Every day when the candidate get paper, you get 50,000 for good either for good phone or this not the help. So the issue of exams, now we all concerned.
Wait to the ministry or government.
Of course, the government, of course, measures them for the and anti-corruption, of course, we don't see the measure them. And we all get communicated. I make a paper, they will not move them without police officer. And every center in this country gets police officer. Let you know, say the transparency of the exams always now WAEC concern. So therefore, if you the police, then a center you see WAEC somebody they do anything, you get right for arrest and say no, this not to for do you can't go na the law. Likewise, if you the police back committing a crime, then get right for saying no, this not to in the process. So we not get anything for hide. Lord, we all come together and make sure see them picking there, take the examination and then 20,000, 30,000 who they request from them. Now Peter so not they take you to anywhere.
Way in improving the educational system, aside from examination malpractice, what do you recommend to the ministry and to government, or what you go and let them do? That was what I was hoping for.
I think that the Minister of Education question.
No, I just it's what you go advise them. I mean, it's open-ended.
No, the advice all who they give, like we I say everybody get in your role. We they don't employ you as a teacher. You need for teach. Give the pikin the output. So that when the pikin sit exams, you go able to pass. But if you go in a classroom, you not teach, then a ministry not to every day then go able to go say for monitor. You see, and the moment they say, hey, monitoring business, they see them in a classroom, way down they done, then you see, so that teaching habit, if for they and let you know, say, na national service they render, and let them know back, say, then tear away, then they joke. So tomorrow, then go dinner, then some of them get for regrets back. All right. The action there.
So we've been actually talking to people them back at it, and we try for understand their own perspective. In fact, now we get for left with Fumble them as we close the program for let them hear to Fumble them. This so this edition of the economy for go left you for TV, and we say thank you. So we guess them for una take una time and come present una thoughts them. Even though I be the expect for you advise the government, but you say okay, now we left them there for the ministry. Yeah, and plenty thank you to we producer them, Suleiman Storm Kamara, Maria Makalma Mara and Elfrida Sam. So we studio technician them Samuel Isa and Sharif Kabia, and we camera operator Mr. Abubakar Bangura. Join we next week Sunday for another edition of the economic program. We go reach to you on School Talk 98.5 FM, All Out Radio 92.9 FM, Amza Radio 96.9 FM, and Voice of the East 88.9 FM. As we will continue for bringing on a credible news and information we get for do with business, finance, and the economy. Me will bring the program to una today. My own name na Bemba Kamara. We left this voice pop to una on the interview where we do with people on this particular topic. For the una if you're waiting at the people that you're concerned. So till next week, True Talk. Get the facts. Get True Talk.
Compare the standard of WAS before to now.
Very poor.
Why is it very poor?
Because right now, before they begin, they were ready for this. They have the money now. Even the parents, they support the young people. For example, like me here, Saturday, one parent cannot get food because of the gas it was. Will last for who buy food for you because you the gas
So if you get chance for talk to the Minister of Education, what do you tell her?
Well, I would tell her let double the steps, let talk to the teachers there. Because the teachers there they make lady education listen. If they pay the teachers very well, the teachers then they integrity. And that's why what are they?
Because we see this present was we see some schools they don't allow for seats. So you get students they complain say they apply the name don't come all that. So like it not be easy for some set of people. That's number one. Then secondly, we see like for the exam in area, we see you get a lot of problems because one. You get students every day engaged in malpractice, standing they happy in the previous one and this one. So like if I get the opportunity to talk to the minister directly, I will tell them say like they get for good modalities and then organizations or institutions where like they will find a particular people and where like, they will assign the responsibility for doing thorough research because we see some schools they engage in malpractice, then we see when they collect money. Examination, malpractice, they go on. You know, some guy they guide them, they will pay them with money just for me to allow the students to then expire free with schools, with other materials. Don't pay. Then one of our parents gets the students hiding over there, not to tap part, but every subject will be seats. Let's just say, for example, if you don't sit maths, you don't think say the rest of the subjects there, you need to count up. But at the end we check, you need to all the subjects. Yes. So I can see that they used to go, but mentions them in place. for preventing information malpractice. And also, we make sure say in try to make access WAEC them process them in the go on so that they will make this class free and fair. So that the students them may go competing for seats for the next academic year hours. They will make sure so they all get access to the hours. That's no problem, no go be again.
Because you find out there are lots of leakages right now around. They don't make they get limited thinkers there now because so many leakages from other universities for me kids don't study because they don't need to can say either way are the best ones who are the best ones. So I think that's the whole of the a simple thing that I would say is to intensify the security system way to make sure say even if because I know it is to stop and